Oh, the games continue to play, don't they? I mean, all the jockeying for position, the British, Interpol, Scotland Yard, the Swedes, the Americans lurking, building their case of espionage, all because one man, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange, refused to surrender to the status quo. This Australian stepped up to the plate, reading books like, he's fond of Teddy Roosevelt, George Orwell. As he studied and grasped the information, he realized that information was powerful. Or, as I like to say, information is lethal. Because you can't make a decision unless you know the facts. And so, WikiLeaks, this great website that's come under the attack of MasterCard, PayPal, and Visa, the Swiss banks, the United States State Department, condemned from President Barack Obama to Hillary Rodham Clinton, concerned was Richard Holbrooke. Now, Richard Holbrooke, he was not, he was a champion for free speech, and he understood you have to have the truth, and he dealt with diplomatic issues with nations around the world under the Lyndon B. Johnson administration, Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, and was working for Barack Obama right there in that Afghanistan, Pakistan region. He knew everything about everybody, the good, the bad, the ugly. The only person he probably didn't know as much of than him, the guy who probably is the king of the world in info, Julian Assange. So where's Julian Assange at today? He's sitting still in the London jail. Finally, after 7 days, he gets a bail hearing. The judge grants him bail at $315,000 cash. He has to wear a monitor. He has to stay within 1 mile of a police station. And so this very wealthy businessman there in England decides he could stay on his 600-acre estate. And that's good. Here's the problem. The Swedes had 2 hours to appeal that he be allowed out on bail. They waited real close to the 2 hours, and they filed an appeal, which means now Julian Assange has to sit in jail 48 more hours, 2 more days, solitary confinement. He can't get a newspaper, a magazine, and no access to the internet, no phone calls. This guy's sitting in a little 6x9 cell for 23 and a half hours a day for the last 7 days. Guess what, Julian? 2 more. While the Swedes play games. And while the Swedes are playing games, Attorney General of the United States of America, Eric Holder, is putting together a folder that he thinks that he can attack, hack, and try to whack WikiLeaks' founder, Julian Assange. But I'm here to say to you right now, Eric Holder, you better get that folder ready, because Julian Assange holds the cards. He holds 4 aces, 4 kings, 4 queens, and 4 jacks. His hand is off the wazoo, and whatever you're going to bring to him, he's got secret info that he can let slip that would literally turn Moses over in the grave, and we don't even know where he's buried. Okay? It says God, the Bible says God buried him. I'm telling you right now, the information that Julian Assange has at WikiLeaks is enough to put the head back on the headless horseman. I'm telling you, it's a scary that it can put color back in Dracula's face. There is serious issues, and it was going to take a lot of tissues for people to understand the hatred between the Muslims, the Jews, the Christians, and the nations of the world. I'm Paul Begley. I say let Julian Assange out of jail now.